It's time for Gardening Inside Out, a live show offering you plant advice for any space in your life. Introducing your perennial hosts, David Bates and Josh Carey.
Hey, welcome in, everybody. It's Saturday morning. It's time for your Saturday morning tradition. It's called Gardening Inside Out. It's coming to you alive here from Bates Nursery and Garden Center and the Green Room Studios at said facility. Welcome in, everybody.
Where we're feeling the chill of October.
Chill.
And, you know, that's a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a few sniffles, a few sneezes that go along with it. And if that occurs during the program, you may be doing it at home also,
yes,
for all I know. But we're glad to have you all in. Let's talk about the weather.
It's glorious.
We've got a wonderful forecast to share with you. And we've got, a lot of information. Today is Saturday. That says the 27th of September. It's not. That's the one page I didn't refresh. Yeah. Yes, we're going to go up to Saturday the 4th, which is, see how close last week's is to this week. 84 degrees. Yeah. It was a 5-degree differentiation. That's what that was useful for us. That showed us that whole range. So they missed it last week by 5 degrees. 84 and sunny conditions today. So we're really looking forward to that. Tomorrow, Sunday, 87, 67. And mostly sunny. Going to have a few clouds roll in on Monday, maybe a slight chance of rain, a much better chance on Tuesday, 79, 65, which is right on schedule. We'll take it.
Yes.
In the event it actually does happen. Wednesday, 74, 55, so a little more of a cool down, some morning showers. Then we've got nice conditions again Thursday through the rest of the next weekend. Partly cloudy, 76, 59, 77, 57, 77, 53. You can begin to see those temps start to nose down as we get into ever shorter days. And it's just right. The best month of the year, and I don't think it's even close, is October. It's the best month of the year. It's the month I enjoy the most. I think it's the month where that people, at least when I say people, I'm really talking about me, because, you know, I think about me a lot.
I understand.
You think about you? Is there anybody else? Anyway, it's the month I enjoy the best because it's the nice weather and it's a little more relaxed pace. It's not, springtime is wonderful, but it's a blur every year because we're all engaged in everything spring. So let's look at the radar. You've got a few showers down there in the Gulf and into Mississippi, Alabama, and maybe in the edge of Florida there, moving up into that area. So not a lot going on anywhere but there. Our 6 to 10 day precip outlook is we're going to be slightly below normal according to this. So we'll see how that works out. And see if the forecast and the long range match up. I don't know that they consult each other.
Nah.
Given the government shutdown, they can't.
They can't.
Right. It's currently 60 degrees here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center.
You're rounding down, Dave.
Well, yes, but that's following the rounding rules. Which if it had said 60.5, it would have been 61.
No,
that's the way the rounding rules work. If it's a half or greater in all things, Josh, if you're rounding, that's a very fundamental mathematical concept. Is you round from half on up. If you're rounding,
sounds like an estimate.
It always goes up. If it's below that, you got to have a line of delineation. You got to be able to say
we need to be accurate. 60.4 degrees.
Well, part of the accuracy here and the delineation is the rest of our cast here. And we want to make sure and welcome
we're rounding up now.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're going to welcome in Caroline Gant, Austin Lowe, and welcome in, guys. Glad to have you here today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As always, every Saturday morning, Tyler Blankenship across the way. He's the guy that gets us on the air,
and he
keeps
hangs
us on the
T-shirts.
air.
I hang my T-shirts. That's right.
He hangs his T-shirts.
Changed my life.
Okay.
Hey.
We were speaking about that beforehand.
Yeah, that's some of the in-depth conversations we have before.
The best part of the show happens before and after the show. So it's the way it always
there are
is.
things that don't quite make the airwaves. Maybe we deem them to be non-broadcast worthy, but for the next hour, it's going to be all worthy of broadcast.
Yes, it is.
Because we're all about gardening all the time and nothing else ever. So
never.
So on that note, bring it, Caroline and Austin. What you got this morning?
What do we got this morning, Caroline?
We do have something.
We do have something. We have to give a shout out. We have to first start this show with a shout out. Y'all need to get your hearts out for our friends. Okay, we saw Pam Eldridge the other day, and Pam is great. She's so sweet.
And yesterday. We got to see her
Yesterday
twice.
she was in here as well. She's been in here a couple times. Well, a couple times she's been in here without Donna Brooks. Donna Brooks is one of her sidekick, one of her best friends. And I was like, what's up? Well, Donna's not here. And Pam kind of filled us in. Donna, you've been going through some stuff. You've been having some health things going on, and we are thinking about you. We did not get to see you. I hope you're listening this morning, and I hope you're hearing this shout out, hoping it brightens your day a little bit because you've had a rough time. You know what, Donna? You're an avid gardener, a great one. And it's getting into that kind of dormancy season where we're kind of chilling a little bit. We don't have to do quite as much watering, quite as much work. That's starting to slow down. So we want you to slow down, take a break, kind of rest over the season, get yourself back for the spring season next year because we need to see you. Shout out to you, Donna. We love you. We hope you're doing well. Seriously, hope you're doing well.
And the one thing that we learned, and I say we, I'm talking about me once again, is that as you age, life just comes along and you have to deal with it. And we don't really get an option with that. You know, we just get to deal with it. Josh, you'll be able to know within a few years. You're not quite as old as I am.
No.
So, but the point of it is that we're thinking of you, Don, and we really appreciate having everyone out there today. And so let's get on. I mean, anything of noteworthy that's happening around the garden center this week that make you go, I've noticed this, or I've seen that, or I got asked this question a lot, or
There's just a lot going on. I mean, fall is in the air.
Well, you know what's going on is we got our little fall display going on. We had Corey and Amanda yesterday working on that.
Right.
The Bates Motel sign is up.
Bates Motel sign is up, and it looks spooky.
and it's also up over in West Nashville.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, I got the timer set yesterday, so it's a dusk till dawn setting, so that it comes on.
You giving out the full size candy bars again this year?
That's a vicious rumor, Josh. I can neither confirm nor deny that. We'll give out what we got, because that's what we do.
That's right. And fall is in the air. We went to a fall festival last night at the elementary school for my kids last night.
Fun.
It was.
Did you have the best time?
It was,
And you
honestly,
saw so
it was
many
very
people.
fun. It was like a high school reunion. It always is because I still live in the same hometown. My wife went to that elementary school when she was a kid. So, yes, it was great to see the teachers, all my friends, and everybody. And fall was in the air. It was great. Ivy Jo, my oldest, did a funny video where she had to, it was called Donut from a String. And she had to try to eat this donut with her hands behind her back.
How'd she do?
She did great, but
she
it
eat
was
the whole
hilarious. No, that was very hard, actually. She was chasing that donut all around. It was really funny.
No, also, when you find yourself in that situation, do you very often have it come up, say, hey, whatever happened to old so-and-so?
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen him or her in a decade or more. So,
but you know how it is. It's more like they'll come up and be like, oh, hey, man, I ain't seen you in a minute. How's mama and them? Kind of like that. That's kind of how it goes. Yeah, I had lots of hugs, lots of handshakes. Saw my sister. She was there giving me the drama.
Filling you in.
Filling me in on what's going on. It was great. I mean, a lot of the people I went to school with are like teachers now of my kids, which is crazy to me, but it's full circle. It's great.
You just are not allowed to divulge information directly to your children about them. It's called insider information.
That's right.
And, it's...
Now, just tell them to look at her and go,
Yep.
Yeah. I see you. Yeah. But anyway, it was fun. Fall's in the air. I'm ready.
Fall is in the air. And again, shout out to Corey and Amanda for putting that together. We're going to do our photo booth again this year. Tyler and I are talking about something we can do with it. Last year we did a little photo competition. You got a gift card.
Corey got me a Band-Aid about a week ago.
Corey.
You know what?
She's a mom.
It's one of those things where I skinned my elbow slightly coming through the side door, and it was bleeding as I was talking to them. And she says, "Can I get you a Band-Aid?" I go, "Oh no, I don't need that." And finally, I kept putting a paper towel on it to stop the bleeding. And then after a moment, I go, "She offered to get me a Band-Aid." I go,
or a tourniquet.
I said, yes, I will accept a Band-Aid. Thank you. So, a ever thoughtful individual.
Yes,
She's
Corey
very
is fantastic. Love her and Amanda. Hey, we got a little comment from Donna. Donna says, "I'm listening and thank you for the sweet shout out. Love you, my Bates family."
Donna.
So we are glad you're home.
So
and doing
glad you're
good.
listening. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's what we do here. We are one big family. You know, we don't. And like family, we don't always get along perfectly. No, but you know what? We work through it, and part of the working through process is helping you figure out what's going on in your particular garden or landscape. And as in that process, I suspect some folks have sent in questions that they would like answers on. Is there any truth to that?
I think so. I think I can find a couple questions. Let's
Okay.
start with boxwoods. We'll start easy, at least for you.
Easy.
Pruning boxwoods. I'm scared. How much can I prune off?
Okay. It kind of depends. I mean, we have to look at them. We have to kind of see what's going on with them. We observe our boxwoods, okay? Like right now, you might see a little late season flush of like some little stems going up above the foliage. We can certainly knock those back right now if we want, if we're real tidy, But we're going to do most of our pruning roughly February time. We're going to kind of get those back. Now, don't be too scared about boxwood. I know they seem a little tricky, or if you cut them, they're going to have a hole in them. They are fancy. We all know that.
That's why you love them.
But it's not, most of the time, no matter how you cut back boxwood in February or whatever, come late March, April, they're going to flush, and they're going to flush atop of that. So don't be too scared about it.
Yeah,
But
and that severe trimming that you're inferring is really a great practice as you get into late February, early to mid-March, right before, again, timing is always critical. Do it just before the emergence of the buds where the new growth is going to come from. If you do that, they're going to flush back out and be nearly perfect. But you get that off a couple of weeks, particularly on the late side, you're going to be trimming tender, lush growth, and you don't want to do that. So if you really need to perfect them, if you've got some flaws in them you're trying to work on, that's when you can get in there and go back pretty tight on them. It may seem a little stemmy and a little bare for just a minute, but they definitely will respond and flush back out, and you'll be glad. And you don't have to endure it for very long. That's part of the point about you talk about in the fall trimming. Just take the long ends off. Don't, because if you have a harsh winter, and we might have that, you don't know, you're going to get some burn back on the tips, particularly on any late fall flushes. So
the persimmons are saying we're going to have a winter. Got the spoons.
We will have a winter. We just don't know how extreme it's going to be.
Well, it's going to be winter.
Yeah, and
that means you got to shovel out.
And here's a point, a moment to take a point. The difference between meteorological harsh winter and a horticultural harsh winter, because, and Austin, you tell me if you agree with this, is that from a meteorological standpoint, it's about average temperatures, and that's not what dictates we had in 2022 in December, we had this really harsh horticultural. I mean, it was like only 2 or 3 days, but everything got waylaid, everything. It was mild the rest of the winter.
Yeah.
And so meteorologically, they would say, no, this has been a mild winter. Yes, but we had one day where it dropped 60 degrees in 5 hours.
Yeah.
And it was a cold blast furnace for plants. So it's important to discern and to be able to correctly, our meteorologists, they're talking about actual weather conditions. They're not talking about how your plants necessarily respond to it. So just keep that in mind when you're hearing them talk about mild winter, harsh winter. It doesn't necessarily equate. It could be average and be harsh and really not be damaging to plants.
Exactly. No, you just totally nailed it. I mean, I think last year too, we had, I think it was 2 nights where we got right around 0 degrees at night on, I think 2 different nights in a row. But then that was about it, honestly, for like really severe
and that
stuff.
was deep in the winter already, too.
Yeah.
So.
But those 2 nights can be damaging to certain plants for sure. When you get below that 10 mark, you start to see damage.
Your figs are going to...
There are a lot of things.
They're going to die back to the ground.
Yeah.
They're just going to.
But like David said, that was only 2 nights out of the whole winter. The rest of it, honestly, not that bad. I actually kind of think, I've been wanting to say something about this. Like, I kind of think of our weather now as like a dry season and a wet season, more so than like hot and cold. I mean, it certainly gets hot. It certainly gets cold. But it's very average, honestly, throughout the whole year. But the rainfall during the wintertime, it seems like over the past, 5 years, has been significant.
Yeah.
Very, very wet over the wintertime.
Well, one thing I didn't touch on in the forecast, we're just a nudge below 47 inches of rainfall for the year.
Jeez.
And, 39 is where we typically lies, our average. So we're well above that, even if there are areas that are a little dry right now. The moisture at depth is in good shape.
Yep.
So.
Just to ease your mind, back around to that boxwood. When I've talked about it, my husband mowed one of mine down. My boxwood named Ben, because I named them after the landscape specialist.
She talked about it.
I did talk about it, but I haven't brought it up in a while. So he weed whacked it and just all the way back. He was weed whacking in the dark. I don't blame him. I have plants everywhere. And it was the summer, and now it looks perfect. It's not the same size as everything else, but it grew back. It's got a nice shape. So if you're worried at all, just know that. Mine got mowed to the ground in the middle of summer, and it was fine. So just go ahead and prune it. Don't be afraid.
One more growing season, it'll almost match back up with the others.
Maybe one day.
If he doesn't weed whack it again.
Again, he might.
Sometimes mistakes like that can show you kind of what to do, you know what I mean, or what you can observe and see with
What's
plants.
possible.
What's
anyway.
possible? Yeah, some people would weed eat a boxwood in half and go, "Oh God, I got to pull this thing up. It's dead," But you didn't. You waited, and it flushed nice, and now it's perfect.
Yeah.
Like most things, take a trim just fine as long as they're happy and healthy. They'll take a trim and flush. So we give you the time to do it whenever we think it's time to do it, based on what we know, but. If you do it at a different time,
accidentally, that might be okay.
Things can happen, and it usually is fine.
Well, pretty much everything that's deciduous, that's things that drop their leaves in the winter, or broadleaf evergreens that hold their leaves through the winter, that have waxy kind of leaves on them. Those the root systems are not damaged. So if you just be patient and leave them up, they'll come back out. When all those laurels got replaced in the spring of 23 after that winter of 2022, most of them didn't need to be.
No.
But people were not. Nope, I can't wait. I got to do it.
My next door neighbor.
They would come back out, and the people who did leave them cut them back, and they're gorgeous today.
Yeah,
because the root systems don't get damaged. It's just the tops.
That's right. Yeah, Ben is small. Tyler and Adam, the boxwoods, all look great. Shannon, I planted twice and he died, so he doesn't have a boxwood anymore.
Shannon.
But let's get to a new question. Is now a good time to plant peonies? Yes.
Yeah.
We've got some in our bulb area, some just like little starts. They're going to take a while if you plant those. But I love planting mine in the fall.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's a great time to plant peonies in the fall for sure. What's funny about the garden center world and the nursery business is most of our peonies come in the spring.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems that way.
Well,
And it's totally fine. That's when they're blooming.
Because when people want them, they attract attention. But from a management standpoint, it's a whole lot easier to plant them now and water them in good when you plant them. You might not even have to water them maybe a couple times before winter. That's about it. So, and the root systems and all the tubers and everything get established, and they'll be so much more more manageable next spring.
Can you say Ito peony? Get one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seriously.
They're the best. I've got
great.
a couple and I love them so much. But yeah, we have some, like I said, up in our garden center. People have been calling and looking for them, and they came in 2 days ago, so they are here.
And you can actually see them now. If you wait another 6 weeks, you're going to look like there's a
That's a
Pot of
can
dirt.
of dirt.
Pot of dirt.
That's a
Take
$60
your word.
can of dirt.
Yeah.
But speaking of dirt, if you were to plant them, what would you put them in?
I know what I would use.
Well, what we recommend around these parts is Earth Mix garden products.
Yes.
And if you plant things in Earth Mix, the statistical probability of success goes way up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because unlike a lot of soils or things that are growing medias many are designed to be as, let's see what the right word would be, to be cost effective from a manufacturing standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
That is to say, cheap. And cheap does not yield predictable, high quality results. The plants that you buy, you see them around the studio here, you see them in our garden centers and all around the premier garden centers around Nashville and everywhere across the country. If you're going to spend money on plants, and they're not inexpensive.
No.
If you're going to do that, you want them to have the very best opportunity for success, and that's where Earth Mix Garden Products comes in. It is totally organic. It's sustainably produced. It's done so right here in Nashville, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And what you get is natural nutrition that is derived from the constituent parts. It all begins with Supernatural, the premium organic compost that is produced, where it has all the best inputs available to yield. And we've got more quality inputs. We're soon going to be incorporating biochar into that. Now, that won't really hit the general mix fully until about a year from now, but it's going to be available in some of the bulk products initially, and then it'll be in the bag materials going forward. But that just goes to show that we're constantly looking for what can we add to the mix of the inputs in our materials that's going to improve the quality of it. Biochar is one of those things. And Gabrielle Rota, who is our fine representative for Earth Mix, she'll probably be talking to you about it because she has that kind of infectious personality. She's truly awesome. We're grateful to have her with her designation as being our Earth Mix representative. So whether you're talking about Supernatural or garden or Proganics O or landscape, all these products have Supernatural in them. Therefore, they'll have all the good inputs going forward. So stay tuned for that. We've also been talking about some expansion in the Earth Mix line of products. So that's always in the works. But the tried and true reliables, landscape is probably one of the most popular products. And landscape is, as the name suggests, it is a product designed to be used when you're planting. And that's what we're talking about today is what you're planting and how it's going to, how Earth Mix can impact the quality of the effort you're putting into. So really important to check out all the wonderful folks who carry Earth Mix garden products. Just by the fact that they carry it, you know that they're a quality garden center. You're going to be able to get good information and great products from them. Go to earthmix.net/find EarthMix, and the Find Earth Mix tab is on the right-hand corner of the screen there. Let me raise that up a little bit so it gets out of the grass. And all those pins or designations is where you can find them. You can either hover over one of those, zoom in, or put your address in for turn-by-turn directions for the location nearest you. Remember this: success in gardening begins at the ground level when you use Earth Mix garden products. We appreciate you giving us a couple of minutes to talk about this and help take the work out of your gardening efforts by increasing your success. And what is it you like to say, Josh?
I love to say it takes 4 things.
He wakes up every morning thinking about this.
4 things to make a happy garden: water, plants, sunshine, and Earth Mix.
And that little sprinkle he does with his fingers is just amazing.
He loves it.
With an assist by Tyler. So thank you for giving us a couple of minutes to talk about that, to help you in your gardening efforts.
Nice.
Wonderful.
All right.
What's in bloom with Austin?
Good morning. Things are blooming.
Hello.
Not a lot of plants are crazy blooming. Okay, let's be honest. So last week I kind of went on a different subject on fungi, and those had a big fungal bloom. You know what? We're going to talk a little bit different today. We're going to talk about something that's really blooming. Josh, you know what I'm talking about, man. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The insects that are blooming right now. The woolly aphids. Hey, what do y'all know about woolly aphids?
They're
you know them.
Gross.
But they are gross.
They get stuck in your hair.
Stuck in your hair.
Does it snow in October?
It snows in October here,
in my
David.
house.
It sure does. It does in everybody's house. Last night I was looking across my field and it was just these white. It was actually really pretty. I tried to get a picture, but the camera didn't work right. I'm not a Tyler.
You're not a Tyler, and that's okay.
I needed
there
you
can
last
only
night,
be
Tyler.
one Tyler.
And neither
Well, you didn't tell me.
I know.
neither is he a you.
That's true.
That's right.
We're all great together. But anyway, it's just a white mass. And what are woolly aphids? Okay, y'all, these are the white flying insects that are going around and flying all over the air right now. Okay, they are mostly attracted to hackberry trees. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Look, hackberry trees to me are actually very attractive. I think they're pretty. They have a good structure to them. They get big. They cast a lot of shade.
They drop a lot of limbs.
But not in
they
a
do.
negative way.
They do.
Twigs.
They drop a lot of leaves. I'll give you that. But tons of trees do.
Yeah.
But if they just didn't harbor this invasive insect, they'd be actually a pretty nice tree.
Yes.
But
It'd be okay.
it'd be okay. They're okay. I mean, they serve a purpose. They're not just like knock you down with beauty, but they serve a purpose. And people that have to get rid of their hackberry trees because they've got such a bad insect problem, they are left with a void. I mean, they don't get the shade they got. So I understand. But so woolly aphids, where do they come? They came from Asia, all right, a while back. They're certainly invasive. They love their hackberry trees. And what do? What do they do the worst? They don't really cause that much plant harm. Honestly, they really don't.
No.
But what they do is they secrete honeydew, which is their excrement that gets on the leaves. And then a sooty mold develops, which is a fungi that lives on the honeydew, and then that drops and sticky substances get all over your cars. Everything we know because
Plants
we
underneath.
park up
Right
underneath
up there.
a hackberry right over here.
And
Two
your
big old hackberries.
employer makes you do that.
That's right. David says this is your parking spot.
Get over there.
No, but it's always been our parking spot, so that's where we end up parking. But
Right.
this time of year, the honeydew is dropping horrible, and my truck and your car, and Tyler, probably your car too, is just filled
Covered.
with black, sooty mold excrement from the woolly aphids. So, what do we do about this?
Wash your car.
Wash your car. You can pull a Shannon and wash your car every
Every day.
single
Yeah,
day. He
regularly.
goes through
Day.
the car wash.
I haven't
I
been to
haven't
the car
done
wash
that.
in like 2 years.
I know. So my truck,
Well,
all
they can
y'all's
only
cars.
get so bad, right?
Yeah.
You can't-
I'm just
if
keeping
you
it
adopt
now.
that line of
It's
reasoning,
called a
you just go,
patina.
it
Uh-huh.
doesn't
Yeah.
look
There you go.
differently than it did a year ago.
So
All the concrete.
but it gets concrete on your outdoor grill, your patio
On
furniture,
all the plants you have under.
all the plants up underneath. That is one thing that happens. Okay,
Your
it doesn't.
pergola,
Yeah.
everything.
It will literally turn the plants beneath a hackberry black. The leaves will literally go black. Now, it does not really affect the health of the plant all that much. Honestly, it's aesthetically horrible to look at. We don't like it. And there's no great way to get it off, especially on leafy plants. Like a lot of times my go-to is a pressure washer. A lot of times you can use a pressure washer to really clean a lot of plants. You wouldn't think it, but you can. But whenever they're real leafy and they got the leaves on, you're going to shred those leaves if you do something like that. So individually wiping off leaves is really hard to do too. So it's kind of one of those things we have to deal with right now. And I was kind of looking it up last night, and it seems like what I read is that the aphids, they become adults and they get wings like all insects do. And then they fly away from those hackberry trees and they will mate, and then they will lay their eggs on different plants. I didn't know that. I thought the eggs were laid mainly on hackberries. They're actually not. They go to different plants.
That's just where they go to hook up.
That's right. Yeah, it's the meetup spot. But anyway, so that's what they're doing right now. So that's why we are seeing the flying insects all over Nashville, everywhere. Thanks, Tyler, for zooming in. That's
Keep
great.
going, Tyler.
It was a
Oh,
good
keep
hand
going.
gesture.
The
And
hand gestures.
Are they also not known as adelgids? Is that
what?
correct?
Technically, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. But no, you're right.
But the common, everybody knows them as woolly aphids.
Woolly aphids, yeah. And actually look at it like a close-up picture. I was looking last night on the internet, Tyler. I was on the internet, and I was looking at them, and like the way they look actually like up close is it's really kind of cool. Like in the air, they just look like white dots flying around. But when you get up on them, they look really cool. But they're not really cool. They're kind of a nasty, invasive insect. So that's what's in bloom right now in the insect world. You're seeing them everywhere. There you go. Insects are blooming.
Shut that notebook. You're done.
Well, you know,
right.
Caroline.
I don't know.
Insects and problems as gardeners are things that we just have to learn to deal with. And because here at Bates Nursery, we're always on the lookout for anything that could be a problem. And that's only right because we do bring a lot of plants in from other places. And so it really keeps us on our A game.
Yes.
From a pathogen, from a pest standpoint, you know, we have to do it. So that way, when you come out here and purchase plants from us, you can do so with confidence that they've been sufficiently scrutinized with respect to anything that could be a problem.
Well, yes. I mean, one teeny tiny caterpillar can devastate a Brussels sprout plant.
Oh, yeah.
You know all about this, Josh.
Okay. By the way, that bug juice that you recommended was good stuff.
Good.
Yeah. I mean,
by the way, but if you've got
viable.
butterfly weed, Asclepias, and they're getting devastated, that's a good
That's
thing.
a good
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
Mine has been completely devastated.
Yes.
All of mine. I say mine like I have one. I probably have 20.
That's
in there.
why you have them.
Yes. And that great point, David. Like the scouting that we do here is constant. We're always scouting for insects and pathogens and all that type stuff. But we also scout and know when not to do something. Okay, just like David said with the milkweed, we're not going to do anything on that.
Yeah.
We're not going to get rid of a minimal aphid problem. We can educate y'all on what to keep and what
don't
not.
overtreat it.
Exactly.
You
yes.
can use maybe even
enough.
some neem oil, but
Yes.
certainly insecticidal soap.
Yeah.
But you don't have to go, full bore. The strongest thing you've got, they're really easy to control, but you got to monitor. That's the operative word. You got to be looking.
Yeah.
They don't usually jump out at you.
No. And I was thinking about this the other night. I was thinking what a small aphid colony can do. First off is that aphids can bring in ladybugs, which ladybugs we all love in our garden. They're going to sit there and munch on them. What else do? They bring in parasitic wasps a lot of times that can lay eggs in a single aphid and make aphid mummies is what we call those. Look that up because it's pretty cool. But if you just go ahead and immediately get rid of your small aphid problem, you're not going to get the benefits of those insects that are going to help you out. Like the more you get those in the garden, the more eco-friendly we are with our gardens, and just the more other things can help you out without you having to put these horrible sprays on things.
And speaking of wasp, I was given an assignment a couple of nights ago. We had some yellow jacket nests that were under our deck area, and so we had some of the wasp and hornet killer that's in the pressurized can that you can shoot at a distance. But if you haven't done that kind of thing much, because Renee did not want to do it, and I'm pretty familiar with it. The secret is identify them in the daylight.
Yes.
And then go back in the early morning hours when they're all, every one of them will be on the nest. They'll be huddled tight, and you can get pretty close range, and you can knock the entire nest down quickly and efficiently. You're not dumping a whole can to kill a nest. You could just get them all. And I actually had 2 that I killed under our deck yesterday. And then as I'm walking across, we've got these little copper lights that hang down, and they had built a nest up inside of one of those. And because of that, I couldn't believe how many were up. These are not really large lamps. They're only maybe 5 inches in diameter. There was probably
400.
No, not that many. But there was 60 or 70.
Oh yeah.
They just kept dropping out, and that's where I did use quite a bit because I wanted to keep shooting them to make sure they went only down. So anyway, those are little other things that really don't affect your plants, but they do affect.
They do. We have some comments about stink bugs blooming right now.
Yeah, they
From
are.
a few
It is
folks.
stink bug season.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
All right. I want to go ahead and get to some photos because last week you talked about fungus and mushrooms and all that, and you're getting really into that, you fun guy.
He's a fun guy.
He's a real fun guy.
She's here all day.
So we've got a few fungus photos that some of our listeners would like ID'd. So let's start with Donna's. Donna said, I discovered this fungus-looking stuff growing under our Japanese maple tree. What is it? And is it this anything I should worry about? Thanks for your help.
Werewolves.
No, it's nothing you should worry about, first off. So look, y'all, I talked last week. I am not a mycologist at all. Totally different
But
field.
you know that word.
I am not going to be able to identify any fungus for you, okay? Well, I'm just going to say that. That, to me, looked more like lichen
it does.
rather than
Werewolves.
fungus.
Werewolves, man.
But either way, it's a symbiotic relationship
Yes.
with fungus, y'all. And then some fungus is certainly damaging. Most are honestly not. Most are very helpful for our soil structure, the decomposition of wood in the forest, all of it. But lichen lives symbiotically with a plant, and that's what that looked like to me.
Yeah, and
nothing to worry about.
That's a very attractive looking display of it,
Yes.
where that it's. I mean, I have seen people who took a pressure washer to it and
Yeah.
never take the bullet nozzle
Nope.
and throw it as far as you. There is no application for that.
That was on Japanese maple?
I don't know what.
No, it was not. That's like a sugar maple or a red maple.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
seeing
already said
some
that
bark
caliper.
splitting happening on the right
Yeah, I
side.
see a little
Yeah,
bit
but
of bark
I-
split. That's
that
not
happens.
from that
No,
lichen
it's just
at
because
all.
the tree's getting older and it's
Yeah.
separating. But I don't find that unattractive. It certainly
No.
is not injurious. It's just something that is.
I have
So-
it all over my, what do I have? Silver maples.
But you could take
Yeah.
a fan nozzle if you wanted to on a pressure washer and gently wash those off. Not a big deal.
Not a big deal. And then our next one comes from Joyce. Joyce just says, what is this? My phone won't ID.
Joyce. Oh God, that's a crazy fungus. It's one of those other weird funguses.
looks
I
like-
don't
Look at
know.
it just pushing out of the ground.
Stinkhorn.
That is,
I've seen plenty of fungi that'll
type
come
of
up,
stinkhorn.
especially orange seems to be a color, a very
Yeah.
common color of fungi. And yeah, I've seen where they look like little carrots sticking out of the ground. That one is super weird, but like I said, Joyce, who knows how many fungi are actually out there?
Sometimes nature says, do not eat.
yes.
Yeah.
That's what that says
That one
to me.
says do not
Yeah.
eat. Yes.
Definitely don't.
Not to the flies, though. The fly was having a great time.
No, no, that's because it smells like rancid meat.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
And that's what brings them in.
God, it's so cool looking,
It
though.
is really
There's
wild.
so many different kinds, too.
Oh God, it's insane.
And you're, I'm sure, still going down a.
Oh, Jill is
hole.
my wife. Y'all is in. She stopped on her way home yesterday at Beeman Park and decided to go look for mushrooms.
Yes.
she got a whole little deal of mushrooms, a bag of them, and brought them home. She's gonna cook them up because they're edible, good to eat. She's obsessed. I mean, and the
knows
fungi
what
people are obsessed.
Yes, and she knows what she's looking at, and she knows which ones are edible and which ones are not edible. So,
Oh yeah, she
yeah,
got a
you
book.
Don't, oh yeah,
She
folks.
got this extremely detailed book. I don't
Yes.
even want to know how much that book cost. It came in Amazon. Showed
It
up the
probably
other day.
wasn't that expensive.
I'm sure it was probably $50. Either way, it's
You-
a colored
worth
pictured
it.
book. It's great.
But you're getting to dine with fine mushrooms.
Seriously.
charge
and-
you
and those are
$8
not
an-
cheap.
Yes.
No, I tell you what, and the mushrooms she made the other night from our woods in the creek were the best mushrooms I've ever had in my entire life.
there you go.
Like
Wow.
she butter and garlic and just hot and delicious. Like
So it was
seriously,
worth that book.
It was totally
Even
worth
if it
it.
cost $500.
That's right,
which
Jilly. It was
didn't.
worth it. Get out in the woods, forage some more.
Yes,
Yeah, get out there and get
but
some more
do
mushrooms.
your research first.
For
folks.
sure.
Yes.
Don't just
eat
something.
mushrooms that you find.
No.
If you go wandering through a cow pasture and
Ooh.
pulling it, you
Oh,
can have a very
that-
different experience.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. All right, let's get to some more questions. Ideas for a row of hardy firs to block view of neighbor's roof, but not too tall, approximately 10 foot.
Hardy firs. Mm-hmm. Oh, firs. I'm sorry, y'all. We live in Middle
You
Tennessee.
said, oh.
Firs are not generally very hardy, heat hardy here at all, y'all. You get out into the Smoky Mountains out east, a higher
they
altitude,
can
North
do
Carolina.
okay.
Firs can do fine out there. Here in the mid-state, we don't stock firs at
Yeah.
all. The whole genus, we don't stock.
The Sudatsuga or the
It's easy for you to
Douglas fir, which is not actually, it's a, as the Latin name suggests, it's a false fir.
Mm-hmm.
Those can do okay,
Ish.
but they don't do well here. So that's probably the best furish type of plant. But
Douglas fir, yeah, Pseudotsuga. I think that's the state
Now,
tree
what would
for
be
it.
an alternative here?
Spruce is very similar to fir in the way it
I
looks.
guess actually that name suggests it's a false hemlock, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, Pseudotsuga. State tree of Oregon. That's a cool tree. I really,
there
really
you go.
love that tree, the Douglas fir. But yeah, but like David said, we're all saying firs
about some
are
hollies?
risky here. I do know of one guest that shops with us. He is super into conifers. He grows the Korean fir, in a pot. And he keeps it. I ask him every time he comes in here. I'm like, how's that little Korean fur doing? He's like, it's still doing good. He was like, but in the summertime, I keep it moist and I keep it in afternoon shade for sure when it comes to a fur because it does get hot here. So I'm sorry, y'all, but hardy furs are probably not the way to go here in Middle Tennessee. There's other options. We can explore those. And where would you explore them, David Bates?
Well, where I hope that all will consider is Bates Nursery and Garden Center.
Absolutely.
Because we are, after all, a Nashville tradition. We've been doing this for a minute. We're really glad to be able to have the privilege of serving the needs of gardeners all over Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, Northern Alabama. We're very fortunate that we have this reach, and we have that because we stay in contact with our customer Bates through the In the Garden with Bates Nursery newsletter, written by Sarah Bates, by the way. And I have retired that duty officially. So, but she is her own writer, but I think our writing styles are quite complementary. So, grateful for Sarah for her ongoing efforts in that. But not just to have the information that stays in contact. We've got this selection of plant material that you will not find anywhere else. I don't care where you go. I mean, there may be some plant you find somewhere else, but I mean to have the depth and the numbers and the range of all different types of plants. And here in the studio, you see every week a different representation of what that looks like. We have it all at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. We invite you to come out and see us. We invite you to take photographs of the area that you're working on in your garden and your landscape and bring those in with you so that you can share that information with us in real time, and we can look at the spot that you're working on, and we can help you to get the right plants in the right place the first time. And what we do is that we look at that information and we help you to be able to cut through what can seem to be insurmountable, overwhelming choices. We're going to be able to narrow it down quickly for you and say, this or this is a good choice in a heavy shade or full sun or poor drainage, and so you don't have to look at everything. You can look at only the things that are the best choices for the particular spot, but you will have a choice. There are very few situations where there's only one thing. So come out and see us. We're located 1 mile north of Briley Parkway at exit 19 on Whites Creek Pike, and that's just minutes from Rivergate, Opry Mills, Nashville West, downtown Nashville. And no matter where you're coming from, we really believe it's worth the drive. Folks tell us that every day. They come from distances that are remarkably far.
Distant.
Yes. That's why they're distances.
Yes.
So thank you all for that and for the faith you put in us and help you have success in your garden. Of course, we are a big promoter and endorser of Earth Mix Garden Products, which is a part of that success equation that we provide for you here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. So come out and see us. We're open Monday through Saturday from 9 until 4 o'clock and noon until 4 on Sunday. So check us out, Bates Nursery and Garden Center, beautifying Nashville since 1932. So there you go.
And someone's been beautifying this room since yesterday.
Oh. Who could it be and what could it be?
I wonder. Sorry, I just had something said.
Tyler, the button.
What's in room with Caroline? I was going to say a producer's note, but we got to go to the segment.
Okay, here
we can come back to your producer's
That's
note.
right.
We'll come back around. So last week we had a woodland theme. This week we went with kind of a prairie-esque theme. So things that are going to be full sun. We brought a lot of grasses in and some flowers. So we're going to start in the corners. So that's going to be fire dragon maiden grass. Now this is one of Bridget's favorite maiden grass because she says in the fall it's going to turn bright red. Wow, that sounds.
Now, if we had
hence the
this
name.
previously.
Here at the nursery?
Yes.
I believe we have.
Okay, because I have not. I mean, there's a lot
Certainly
that gets past,
proofy.
There's a lot that gets past me anymore, and this is just one of those things. So
I don't grow this grass, and this is gorgeous. And I looked at the price when I was picking it up, and these are only $29.99.
And even though,
and they're massive.
Even though she's not an expert, she wants to be clear about that.
I would call her an expert.
I would, but she refuses
Bridget
that
knows
moniker.
so many things.
Anyway, you can rely on whatever she says about grasses. She is highly studied in many areas.
It's gonna turn red.
I know.
Seriously?
But grass-wise, I would never question her.
Never. Yeah, she says the grass itself turns red, and then the flowers will turn a little more white as they die back.
Wow.
So it's a nice contrast in the fall going into winter.
Beautiful plant.
Love it.
It is. Maybe I need to buy more. Well, I don't know. Probably. And then under the TV, we've got Prairie Winds, Blue Paradise, Little Blue Stem.
Hey.
That's a mouthful right there. So you notice that it says little, but it's not that small. So Little Blue Stem does get kind of large. What gets the height on it are going to be the bloom spikes that come up towards the fall, towards the end of summer, fall.
Some plant hybridizers / namers are kind of misrepresent. You know, we've talked about this in the past. Little gem magnolias, not all that little.
Not all that small.
You know, it can be. You know, there's a lot
Just the
of.
marketing department.
Yeah.
So
I will say with Little Blue Stem, because I have little and big, the grass itself does stay small. So I have one that's Purple Arrow, and the grass gets probably 1.5 feet, maybe 2 foot tall. But now that the blooms are up, it's about 4 foot. Which is nice. You can still kind of see through it, so it's not as thick as a lot of grasses that are tall. But it will get tall with those blooms.
just when you
end
buy
of summer.
something based on what the descriptive name of it is, just keep your reality about you.
Yes.
Be okay with the fact that
it might get real big.
Yeah.
And it probably will, especially when it comes to
Things
those
keep
hydrangeas
growing
that say they're
if they
dwarf.
don't die.
Yep, they do. And then we'll move to what's in front of us. We're going to start with a little orange bloom that's on the floor. Crossvine. So I was talking with Wendy, one of our viewers. Shout out to Wendy. It was great meeting you and talking with you yesterday here at the nursery.
Wendy.
And I was collecting stuff, and Austin brought up the only thing he added to this, which you were busy, but the one thing you picked that you started putting on the cart was crossvine. And Wendy said, seriously? Austin is bringing crossvine into the studio for the show?
I know. Wendy called me out right there on the line.
And I loved it.
It was great. I love to see Wendy.
And in the coming months, we've got a couple of these little trapezoidal arbors out in front of our house, which I've yet to photograph. One of them has a living rose bush, and it's going to come out. And we're going to use bignonia in their crossvine to give us that evergreen look that is really going to be a lot more. And even when it's not in bloom, and Caroline will back me up on this, it's still a beautiful plant.
It is.
Particularly if you're looking at it in January, February.
It's like purple
Yes.
with the cold.
Yes.
It's great. I love it. It's
This
one
one's
of my
from
favorites.
Monrovia. It says Tangerine Beauty Crossvine.
That's right.
Y'all come on down and get it. And then the grass that we have down there is going to be Cassian fountain grass.
No, that's a cutie.
It's a cutie. Y'all, our grass section is full. It's organized. It's gorgeous. It's a prairie right now. So if you're looking for grasses, now's the time to come out and talk with Bridget and get you some.
This is grass time of year.
This is grass time of year. And then we have a smaller grass on the table. This is going to be purple love grass that Austin is just shaking like a
I love that.
Look
shit.
at that.
I just
Wow.
love it.
It is bouncy.
It is bouncy. Look at those little blooms that are just coming up.
And purple love suggests that it's all inclusive.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does. And then we've got a couple different coreopsis. We've got hot paprika, which is going to be right here and right here in front of me. Now, this one, it has so many different colors on the plant. There's like orange, deep red, maroon, like a really hot red.
Yellow.
So, yellow. Yeah.
Yellow.
It's really, really pretty. And then next to that, we've got Starlight Coreopsis right here that's a little bit smaller. The Coreopsis section, Tyler took a photo and I think put it on Instagram yesterday on the Bates page. And it was stunning. It made me want to buy more Coreopsis.
It's a good plant.
And those make me think about, I was watching a little short video this morning that had a Coreopsis flower that had a pink rose center in it. So just
What?
It's AI.
Oh, I was like, what are
It
you
does
saying
not
right now?
exist.
Be careful.
But I look at those kind of things and go, well, that's not real. That has never existed. It can't exist.
Yeah.
Two totally unrelated plants. Just be on the lookout.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Then we've got another grass tucked in here. We've got Standing Ovation Little Blue Stem. Super cute. I think that's Bridget's favorite blue stem. but I feel like she probably has quite a few. And if you're wondering what that little yellow flower is, Tyler, if you pan over, there it is. Right down there. That's going to be Heliopsis. So this is the false sunflower. It's a perennial here, and they are in full bloom right now. So if you're wondering what some of those yellow blooms are that are not Rudbeckia, that is probably going to be this plant, this flower, or cultivar of it, because it is everywhere and it's gorgeous, and a lot of them get very, very tall. And let's go ahead and move to our feature plant, our Lazy Susan. We've got spin top copper sun blanket flower.
Oh, I can't even.
Look at that bloom. So this again is one of Austin's least favorite plants. He's got a lot, but when he walked over and saw this the other day after he's giving me a look. You just don't like blanket flower, and that's okay. There's a lot of plants I don't like.
But this one is the one that I did, we started this room.
I was going to say, but this one, I was going there.
Never
to say
make
you were
a blanket.
So impressed.
Never
by
make
this.
a blanket statement about blanket
Yes.
flower.
Turn it down for the Tyler. Get in there. Turn it. No, yeah, there. Look,
3 inches across.
Y'all.
It's
4 inches
giant.
across.
it looks like a pinwheel of beauty.
Is that a triple bloom?
We may need
or is
to
it just a really
invest
full
in
double?
a straight down camera.
I think
That's
we
what we
do
need.
need an aerial shot.
It'll drop from the ceiling.
Tyler, just fly your drone in here every day.
Yeah.
You can do that while you're manning the desk.
You got
can
it,
do
Tyler.
anything.
That's
You
right.
can do anything you put your mind to. But that's what we have in room today. I'm buying one of these blanket flower. Austin, are you going to get one?
I seriously might.
I think
I
you
never
should.
thought I'd ever say I was going to buy a blanket flower, but I've never seen a bloom that pretty.
It's
On a blanket
it's
flower.
stunning. It's giant. It's everything you want a bloom to be in a blanket flower.
You're right.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you for the
welcome.
tour.
very welcome.
Lest we forget Tyler's delayed note he wanted to insert.
Oh, that's right. I looked up, and according to forestpest.org, the woolly adelgid is evergreen specific.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's on hemlock a lot.
It does not deal with deciduous trees.
That's right. And the woolly aphid is what you'll find on deciduous trees. So just some clarity there.
Well,
Thanks.
That's
Back
good
to the
information. Now, do we get woolly adelgids here? I mean,
On hemlock. I think they're,
I'm
they're a big
seeing
problem in hemlock.
The heaviest infestations are
in Sequatchie County.
Chattanooga,
Yeah.
Yep.
Tallulah, Hiawassee watersheds.
Yep.
So East Tennessee for sure.
Yeah. North Carolina, I think about those pretty bad.
Yeah, Eastern and
There you
Carolina
go. See,
hemlock.
even we can learn things on our own program.
That's right.
Definitely. I
Essence
learn things all the
says
time.
We need to embrace all the bugs. You're right. We need to
Embrace the
live with them.
bugs.
Yeah.
Let's get to some more questions.
Let's
y'all,
do it,
'cause we're
Caroline.
running out of time. So
Oh,
Carol
God.
says, "Hey Austin, did
Hey,
you
Carol.
get any hemlock in? We just talked about that a little bit. Miss you guys. I need to get there when I get caught up with my flooring project."
Okay. We actually did get a few small hemlocks in. I noticed in a little 5-gallon
Cute.
can. If you want just the upright hemlock, we've got some cultivars of hemlock. We got a golden one, Golden Duchess, I think is the name. Golden Duke, maybe.
It's still a
Either
little
way.
early for us to get in the bigger bald and burlap ones because it's too dry. It's a little too early in the season. We need to wait until we have a bit of cooler weather and some more rain before they start digging those.
We're getting there.
Yep.
All right. If you were planting a pollinator patch in your yard, what would you use? I've got that. I plant everything. I use everything. Some of my favorite plants that I use, I've got Heliopsis and Helianthus. So all of these kind of perennial looking sunflowers, Coreopsis, which we have in here. Echinacea is a great one. I just mix so many different plants together and let it go
Basil.
wild.
Yeah, here's a question. What flowering plants are not pollinators?
Yeah.
I mean,
Correct.
they all are.
Pretty
It's
much,
just-
yep.
It's a matter of what they tend to attract.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, we've already talked about it on the show, but the important thing to plant, or one of them, would be planting milkweed.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you nailed it when it says grow everything, pretty much. I mean, honestly, just I think a goal is to try to keep something in bloom from spring until fall. I mean, that's the best thing for pollinators. So not forgetting about those late season plants like your asters that are blooming right now, your mums,
Oh, yeah. Ton of
perennial mums,
asters.
Coreopsis that blooms late into the season. Tons of things bloom in the spring. But we try to expand and keep something blooming the whole time, and that'll keep the pollinators going.
And then
Yes,
you
it
can
will.
fill in with other things that create interest.
Definitely.
Yes, you
You
can.
know, sedums and ornamental grasses, all kinds
Yeah.
of things. that
Grasses are great to add as a mix. I've got them just mixed in because my pollinator area is wild. I just get one of each plant and just stick it in the ground. I don't even think about what it's going to look like. It's chaos, but it looks amazing.
Well, you bring us some pictures of that right after I bring mine.
I will. I mean, it doesn't look great right now because a lot is dormant, but I will get some photos.
That's okay.
And speaking of photos, let's get the rest up. I know we got one from Kay, What's Blooming at My House.
Hey, Kay.
Hey, Kay. So Kay says, first photo shows the hyacinth bean vine still blooming and going to seed, a hydrangea putting out new flowers, and a Carolina aster in the background.
Let's see it. I got to see
I
this.
just realized I threw all the photos in at once. You said
And
the
then she's got
hyacinth vine.
Sheffield mums teasing me. They're about to be spectacular, which is the same with mine. I think I see them on the bottom, on the right side.
go.
It looks
That's-
like that Sheffield pink. So that's the hyacinth vine.
Hyacinth vine. Okay.
Yeah, and we
that.
can leave them all up. We can look at all of them.
That just going over the house just like it's supposed to. I mean,
It's so good.
Beautiful.
beautiful. That's how. I really love that.
I love that
Love
feature
it.
wall too. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's
And
gorgeous.
I love the fact that there are seasonal things like that that make this great show during the growing season, and then they go away during the winter, and it gives you something left to anticipate for spring.
That's right.
Gets you excited.
Then
Those
you
like-
said the beauty berry, you said?
Well, Beauty Berry, Beauty Berry is another one,
Calicanthus, yeah.
really looking good. And she was talking about her Sheffield Pink Mums, which is one of my favorites. And I see that. Mine looks just like that right now. It's just covered in buds, and I wait for it to open. Every day I look at it. They're not opening yet, but they will be soon.
That'd be
The
that.
teasers.
Another plant that you need to plant, Austin.
Oh my God! Look at those buds.
I know.
That's about to be a massive beauty. Mm-hmm. Great work.
That's
There's also
one
a
of my
little morning
favorite
glory
plants.
poking up in there. Look at that little
It's
morning
saying,
glory.
hey.
He's trying.
And then this last photo is
Dianthus.
yeah.
Dianthus and Weigella. And she
Nice.
says, nature is grand.
Beautiful pictures. Great work.
Mm-hmm.
You're
And
a
then we
gardener.
got some in from Pam.
Pam.
Let me get to. You can go ahead and throw it up, Tyler. There it is. So Pam's got a lot of insects in her garden. While it is amazing how well they can camouflage, I detest walking sticks. This one decided to be on
You
my
know,
car tire in my garage. I think they're so cool.
They're totally harmless.
Absolutely.
And I love to just let them walk on my finger and move them to a
They
better
pull your finger?
location. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
praying mantis is my favorite. I mean,
Oh,
they're-
those are cool.
They're the
They're aliens.
they are, and they're
They are.
extremely cool.
And very smart. And then our last one comes from Joyce. We got one more from Joyce.
Joyce.
That says, Austin, the rose you sold me earlier this year seems
Whoa.
quite happy. Thank you.
Look
Hey,
at
Joyce,
the-
you're welcome.
Look at that.
Look at that. What did I even? Which one was it?
Wow.
Joyce, comment real quick. Tell me which one that was.
Oh.
It was Joy.
Just says it was
It's from Weeks.
weeks.
Yeah, I know. It
Freaks,
was. I remember you buying it. What was it called? I can't remember. Something Joy. I think Joy's in the name. I don't know. Joyce, tell us. God, that is beautiful. Look how clean the foliage is.
Absolutely.
Very
That is
amazing.
amazing for this
Very
time of year.
yellow leaf on it. Wow.
Whew.
Yeah, that makes me want to try roses again.
Ugh,
Uh,
love
but
it.
no.
Look at that wandering rock in the background, the border, the terrace, rather.
Oh,
Me
Joyce is
has-
out there working. Joyce, she is out there working.
It's meandering.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Joyce is out there
Inviting me
working.
to stroll.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful picture.
And then we got an update from Linda, update on my passion flower vine. It has been totally stripped of leaves as a host to the Gulf fritillary. Those are so cute, caterpillars. It's your parking lot passion flower, a host plant too. Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually covered in those. We have found them,
Yep.
and we find those butterflies all over the place.
Yes.
They are so cute and adorable.
Yeah, and that's amazing to me. And I look at that at least a couple times a week.
Mm-hmm.
how much it's still flowering?
Yeah.
which is very strange. But it's in a
Microclimate.
Well,
right
it just kind of appeared in this spot that it was not planted.
No.
And it is profuse, fruit all over it. Of course, it doesn't really mature here, but it's kind of like me and Josh.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got a question about flower seeds. They say, got flower seeds from y'all, and it says plant fall or spring. Which is better?
We've always talked about this, and this is just based on if you can keep those seeds where you want them through the winter.
And keep the birds from eating
Keep
them.
the birds from eating them. That's all that it is, y'all. We have heavy rains. If you put them on a slope at all, that could wash away your seed. If you do it in the fall, I mean, I like the fall because that's when plants naturally release their seeds and they end up where they do. But if you want your seeds in a specific spot, we might wait till spring on that.
Yeah.
Just think seed to soil contact. If you're and if you can get even a small amount of soil over the top, it one, hides them, and secondarily, it keeps moisture at the top, gives them a chance to germinate. If that's what your intended goal is, I suspect it is.
Yeah.
Joyce says she does not remember.
Joyce,
Don't worry, we can do some digging. We can figure it out.
I'm gonna look it up.
Let them come.
I'm gonna look it up.
Let them come up, and then you'll go, oh yeah, now I remember.
Yeah.
It'll come to somebody, but I will do some digging today, and I will find it.
We're gonna look up your account, Joyce, find what you bought, and then tell you.
We're gonna have to do some scrolling.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Scrolling.
There's music playing.
Yes, there is.
Josh, what's that mean?
That means that we're out of time again.
Oh,
already.
no.
Another quick one.
But next Saturday, we'll come back and do another show.
Absolutely.
How's that sound?
I might even take pictures.
Hey.
You might.
Oh,
I might.
Yeah, right, David.
All righty, folks.
Hey, I tried to
I said
text
I'm
Renee, and Renee's like, "We got to get one more tree in, Tyler."
Can't have them yet. It's gotta
That
be
tree
perfect.
got in, I think, didn't it,
We
David?
got the sweet gum in the
Yeah.
grass. So shout out to Shannon. Thank you, buddy.
Shan Man, Sun and Moon.
Shannon.
All righty, folks. We love you to join us here every Saturday morning, coming to you from the Green Room Studio. On the socials, like, share, subscribe, do it all. Excuse me.
Clear your throat.
I got a little choked
Freak
up.
out.
It's okay.
But hey,
That's how much he adores gardening.
I do.
Brings
I do.
a frog in his throat.
A frog?
Uh-huh.
It was a salamander. It wasn't a frog. All righty, folks. We'll see you next Saturday morning right here from the Green Room Studio and Gardening Inside Out. See you then.
Donna, we are thinking of you.
Yep.
Feel better.
Get better, Donna.
Yes.